All right, let's see how far this can go. We had some overheating issues. I'll be putting that up later on. Not good at editing. Maybe I'll mess with it. Maybe I won't. This is gonna be Walk Talk 2. It's all about relationships. Let me start off by saying, at the end of any addiction, you have convinced yourself everybody's out to get you. So somebody won't let you borrow the car, not because you're drunk and you're going to crash it, because they don't like you, they're not trying to help you. Somebody says you need to get help. What do they know? They're still drinking. How are they going to help you? Just everything, The least favorite and my most ashamed I got was with my wife, when at the very end of it, it was like, well, we're not doing anything to better ourselves in our current financial situation. Why aren't you working? And well, the answer to that is we really didn't need to do anything, and she really couldn't. She had a absolutely sick husband she could not trust with the kids alone for very long. Our financial situation was all me. Just buying dumb stuff, thinking the next purchase would make me happy. And that's what was missing. And you put yourself into a bind where everybody who actually loves you and cares is the enemy, and you know best. You are ahead of it all. Well, what happens when you get there? Simple. You push everyone away. My brother, one of my best friends for as long as I could remember, I hated talking to, because if I had a sip of alcohol, he knew. And instead of looking at it like, hey man, this is time to get better, it was, F him, just don't talk to him. Had another buddy of mine who, when I couldn't talk to my family, I called him instead, and I put him in real bad binds on, do we let his family handle it, or do I call the police because he might hurt himself? And then my wife, man, I put in an impossible situation where what do you do? Do you leave the man who is the father of your children? Do you leave the man who still somehow hasn't gotten fired? Do you leave the man who there's some bright spots in every once in a while, but the man you married's gone and dead at that point? What do you do? And I don't know. Luckily for me, her decision was to stay and try to hold the family together. And it was 16 years of drinking. I didn't have kids the whole time. It wasn't the bottom of the barrel the whole time, but I know that last 5-6 years was miserable. I could feel it in my body. I woke up feeling it every morning. And it's not a fun spot to be, to live with somebody in the end of the full addiction cycle. And that's where I placed her. She luckily saw something in me I thought was buried and gone. I didn't think there was anything left. I was ready to check out. I I didn't want to be responsible for anything anymore. I know I said things that I can never take back, and I know I had put my relationship to a point where I didn't want to go to work because I didn't really want to be there. It was interrupting my drinking time, and I didn't want to go home because what in the hell did I say last night? And I don't know, whoever's been there, I don't know how many times I poured out a bottle that was almost empty or half empty and said this is it, just to buy another one 4 hours later and pick it back up and continue my descent into madness. Funny thing happened though when you have the one, and that is, she never gives up. You finally begin to see how much pain you caused. And then eventually you gotta make the decision to pick your ass back up and start putting it all back together, and that's where I'm at. But let me just tell you a little story, all right? Every time I messed up and every time I drank too much, I would lay in bed from 2 a.m. to whenever I had to pee. 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning sometimes. Hungover and miserable, wondering what I said, and afraid to face the day. I don't have that anymore. And I'm starting to be able to rebuild relationships. And I'm starting to see the sparkle back in her eye when she looks at me. And there's just something powerful about that when you've hurt somebody for so long, you know? I gave her so many options and so many excuses and so many reasons to give up on me, and she never did. And from now on, that's kind of the goal, to sit back, get to work, and prove to my wife, my brother, my family, that monster's never coming back. I gotta prove it to my kids every day. And that's why I do what I do. I want to push my body as far as I can. I want to find beautiful places and things and areas like this, man, where it's not far off, it's not hard to get to, but it makes you feel good. I say all that to say this. It's not going to fix itself as fast as you think. You know, in my case, I wanted everybody to believe me March 28th, 2001 that I was done drinking. But you don't just freaking wake up and say you're not drinking and not drinking anymore. And you spend a lot of time, and I spent 16 years on a slow build up to hurting everybody and breaking all the trust that I had. It's only been 3 years since I got sober, and it's been a great 3 years. Starting to rebuild that trust, and I could see it. And I'm starting to just get those little glimpses a little bit more, man, and it's great. It's like being 20 years old again and having her look at me again. You know, like the first time we ever started dating. We're God, getting a little misty. We are 17 years into this adventure, 16 and a half. And she's been by my side every second of that, except for maybe 6 months, and even that I can now look at and my resentment over with. I've come to realize that was my actions, my addictions, and I caused that. And it's a real beautiful thing, man, when you could just call your brother or call your wife or call damn it, call your mom and dad and call a buddy of yours, and they're not picking up the phone in dread anymore. Oh, golly. You know, they're happy to see what you're doing. They're happy to hear from you. Excited to see what's around the next corner. And this is 3 years of hard work that's got me to this spot where I'm starting to rebuild it and I'm starting to see it. And everybody around me is starting to get that twinkle back when I'm around. And that's what makes this journey and makes every day worth it. It's not about yourself. It's not about what you can do. It's about looking at anybody. Right now, mainly for me, it's just my family. And being able to look at them in the eye and be proud of yourself again. And they know you're going to do everything it takes to not fall backwards. And they know that they mean more than the bottle does finally. And they know that you're not searching for that next escape. And that's what I keep doing what I'm doing. And I don't know. I don't know if my wife will ever see this, and I don't really care, but I love you, babe, and I'm not going back.